Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see linked list. Two circular linked lists are identical or not. The problem is you're given two circular linked lists and you have to check whether these two are identical or not. How these two circular linked lists are differs is the head will start from random nodes. Here you can see this head is starting from 2, and in this list the head is starting at 6, but the data in this two linked list are same. So your task is to find whether the data is perfectly identical or not. So it should be exactly same. You can see this 2 3 4 5 6 7, and here also 2 3 4 5 6 7. So how do we solve this problem? This is my approach I'm going to use to solve this problem. What the thing I'm going to do in this one is to solve this is I'm going to extract this data and I'm storing in one variable. So what you have to do is you have to create a temp variable and you have to iterate over this list nodes, and you have to extract that data and store it in a one variable. So it's up to the problem how the question is framed that you have to see, and decide this approach whether you can use it or not. I'm using an extra storage, so you need two variables, but if the problem statement says you should not use any extra variables or extra storage, then you have to handle it separately. A different method will come. So but here I'm using a separate variable and I select storage here, and I'm solving this problem. So what I do is I'll go over these nodes and I'll extract the data, and I use one separator to separate two datas, because here in this node it's 17 is there, but here 7 is there. That time it will clash, so that is wrong. So the sequence will be wrong. So that's the reason I'm using one separator. So I'll store it in a variable called a, and the same thing I'll do it for the second linked list also. So I'll grab this temp node and I'll iterate over these nodes, and I'll store that in b variable. And then what I do is I duplicate this a twice, so that the finding out whether this b is there in the a or not will become much easier for me to do. Here you can see I've just appended from this 6 to 5. This is 2 times it's coming, and this brackets for just illustration purpose I kept, and you can find out this b here. Before that itself you can check this whether these two strings having same length or not. If that is not the same length, then you can directly written as it's a false. So that's what I have written here. Here you can see in this snippet I have two temp variables called m and n. Here this is for m and this is for n, and for two string variables I'm using called a and b, and I'll use this do while loop. They extracting the data from these two circular linked lists. First is for this one and second do is for this one, and I'm checking whether this length is same or not. If not the case, you can just return false, and I'll duplicate this a, so you can see here, and here I'm finding out whether using find method and checking that the position is in pos in this string. So this is the way you can solve this problem, and we'll go to the Visual Studio Code and we'll solve this how it's working. Here I have imported the necessary statements, and this is my node definition of data and next, and here I'm going to write the driver function, and this is my to list. Here I grabbed this 9th node and I create a circular linked list and I printed, and here this is my y list, and here also I did the same thing and I printed the same. Here you can see this printing the circular node, and I printed this. We just run this and see the output. Yeah, it's working fine. And now we directly write this is int, you can write it as boolean bool, and check identical. It expects two pointers, so list node m and list node n. List node of I need two variables, so temp m and temp n, so equal to n star temp n equals to n, and I need two strings, so in string a empty and b also empty. I'm going to iterate this, so do while here temp m should not equal to m, and here you can a equals to, this is a integer, so I have to convert it to the two string, and here I need a separator and I keep it as a star. In two string I need temp's data, so m dot data and temp m equals to temp m's next. The same thing I'm going to repeat it for n also, so here it will be b, and there is for temp n, and this is temp n and temp n here also, temp n not equal to n. Okay, and here on semicolon, and you have to check if this a dot length not equal to b dot length. You can just directly return it as false, or else you can write a equals a plus a and return a dot find b, and that should not be equals string npos. Npos stands for no position. You have to use this double colon. Okay, just format this, and here you have to call that method as cout x dot check identical. Here we have to pass this x dot head, and here I'm passing y's head and dot next, so that the node 5 will be passed, so it will become a random node. Okay, now right click, run. Why it's not coming in here? You have to add this append, so plus sign is missing. Okay, now run again. Okay, one means which is yes, identical. Okay, here I'll change this 7 to 17. We'll run again. Now it is 0. So this is passing all the cases, and here itself you can check this conditions also here, whether this m or n, either of this is null, you can just return it as false. So those base condition you can give, then that is not identical. You can write one more conditions like here, not m and not n, return true. These kind of base conditions you can add. So you can run it again. 7 and run again. 1. Okay, all our test cases are passing. Hope you understood this problem and solution. This is one of the most frequently asked question during the fresher interviews. So thank you for watching this video. We'll meet in the next video.